Hi, Daniel. Nice
Hi,
seeing you.
nice to see you, Liz, again. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very, very good, thank you.
All right. Well, I'm very happy to be conducting this interview with you today, and I have a lot of questions. The
Alrighty.
first one is, how do you perceive the artistic scene in Mexico right now?
I think right now there is a lot of art ongoing, especially down here in Monterrey, which is the north of Mexico. At this point, there are lots of galleries that are opening during after pandemic issues after 2020, and it's how can I say this? Right now, it's like the best time to be an artist in Mexico. There is um, how can I say this? In Mexico, in quantity and quality, Mexico has an offer to the world of art right now. There is a lot of talent in Mexico, and on the other side, I see the eyes of the world turning to see Mexican artists and Mexican art, as well as old great masters like Diego Rivera, uh, Orozco, the great Mexican artists that precede us. And right now, like I told you, it's unbelievable the amount of galleries that you get to see opening, and it's at least I don't know. I heard here in Barrio Antiguo that there's another gallery that reopened after this one right
Okay.
now.
Well, tell me about Armario 916, Armario 916, and your ongoing exhibition there. I believe it's called The Ascension of the Observed.
That is correct. That is correct. Yes. Well, Armario, it's the gallery that represents me right now. And, well, yeah, the name is Armario 916, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And, and it's the same organization or production company that owns Armario Media, which is the one that it's producing another product that I'm doing with them, which is a podcast. We
Okay.
can later talk about that.
Okay.
But yeah,
How many paintings do you have exhibited right now?
uh, I think it's somewhere around 40, 45.
Well, that's a lot of paintings.
Yes. And we're about to do the time of the exhibition. I mean, it's about to end.
Oh, okay. How long will you have been exhibiting for when it ends?
3 months.
3 months. Okay.
Yes.
Then you tell me a little bit about your early life as a painter. How did you start painting? What inspired you?
All right. I started painting. Well, you mean professionally or
No,
in
in general,
or
first,
in
before you
general?
got to be professional.
All right. Well, at first, well, since I was like a little kid, like every other kid, I enjoyed a lot painting and doing my stuff, and that was like a refugee for me all my life, and including my architectural years, because uh, it's important for me to say that I turned into an architect professionally, and when that part happened, the artistic, let's say the artistic movement that I had on the inside was like silenced, and then the other part of this personality, which was the architect, was raised, and I forgot how to be an artist, and then that guy ended up painting in a professional way at certain point. Let's say when I was like 30 ish, 32, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
My kids were very, very small. Maybe my youngest girl was, I think she was like 1 year old, and I told my wife one day that it was uh, very, very important for me to go to classes to of
Okay, so you
yeah.
started taking classes originally?
Yeah, because, well, not originally, because when I told you when I was a kid, I used to paint a lot with a lot of mediums, with
Okay.
oils and acrylics, but I forgot how to use all that. And to be honest, I never actually knew how to use them
Mm-hmm.
correctly. And when I studied architecture and I went to school, I transformed myself into a very organized guy that needed to be like by the book to
What school
learn.
did you go to? Which university did you go to?
UANL
Okay.
here, architecture faculty.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I started studying engineering, urban planning and design engineering in another university, which was called Universidad Mexicana del Noreste. But I never ended. To be honest with you, I never ended neither of them because
Okay.
the other one, architecture, when I was about to finish my last period, I had this thesis, you know, and I was building a real building of a customer of mine, which the design was mine.
Okay.
I did everything, and I was a student, and it was my first like real job, and it was a four-story building, and I was very very proud of, and I did all the executive project, and when I went with my teacher, the one with the thesis, he didn't believe me. He told me that he was not believing me that that project was belonged to me.
Wow, what a shame.
Yeah. So I said, fuck you, and that was it.
Yeah, forget it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but the bad word.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
Now, in your artwork, do you have any special symbols, if any, that you use or anything that's repetitive? And if so, why?
Yeah, I have this face, or it's like a face that represents the system, and it's very repetitive in my 2020 paintings, and it's like the big brother that it's always watching us. Have you ever happened to you when that you're talking about certain topic and then you grab your phone and that specific topic it's in an ad in your phone, like in one of
With a
Facebook?
McDonald's, with a McDonald's Sunday. One day I was saying I wanted a McDonald's Sunday, and it did. It popped up.
Yeah.
Ads and coupons in my mail.
And what do you think about that? Did you?
Scary.
Scary. You thought they're hearing us, right?
Yes, exactly.
That's the system. We are. I mean, if we are going to be able to change the world, do you think that the system is going to say, "Yeah, go ahead"?
No,
Exactly.
it's going to be very difficult.
Exactly.
Now, besides the television set, do you have any other symbols?
Yeah. Well, the television set, the face of the system. I don't know. Maybe I like to like hide little elements, but it's not necessarily always repetitive.
Okay.
And sometimes I for some reason do it, but never conscious. It's kind of strange, but sometimes I feel like if I'm like attending to the orders of boys that it's on the inside,
Okay.
that I'm not painting. It's
Okay, so
somebody
they
else.
just pop up spontaneously.
Sometimes, yeah, but my repetitive symbols are those few, like the television sets representing the system, this face of the system,
Okay.
several numbers always.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a special medium that you prefer?
I like to paint a lot with. I like to draw a lot with charcoal and pencil, and eventually some of those sketches leave enough to turn into an oil painting or acrylic. I always start with in that process drawing with pencil or charcoal. I never ever go to the canvas blank. My preferred medium, it's like trying to accomplish several mediums. I use oil, I use acrylic, I use ball paint,
Ballpoint pens.
ballpoint pen, exactly. Permanent marker, sometimes red, and then I trash it with that permanent marker, for example, with thinner, and then it dilutes, and the effect it's great.
Ah, okay, very interesting. Do you have a favorite painting of yours?
I was talking a while ago with Anna that that one, the my life is a paintball machine number 3. I think it's one of my favorites right now. I mean, in my life, I have had several favorites, but it's kind of like to be a little bit um, like the father that doesn't have a favorite son,
Yeah,
you know?
favorite child.
Exactly. You love everyone in the same manner. But this one, especially right now, it's talking to me a little bit more,
Okay.
you know?
All right. Now, is there a time that you prefer to work? Are you like a night owl, or do you wake up early or in the middle
No.
of the afternoon?
No, yeah, I do it at night. Yeah, always. It's or in the afternoon. Usually I do it at night. If my ideal was to be because I depend a lot of other factors in order to start to paint. It's you could say that's something so easy, like just grab some brushes and paints and water and start doing it. You know, but
But
in yeah, it's very very difficult in order to get to that point in the inspiration mode and in the production mode, because in my production mode I will not attend to anything else. I'm disconnected of this world. I cannot talk. I cannot grab the phone and make a selfie, or that
uh-huh.
kind of things that my marketing people tell me to do all the time because it's good for business and shit. I It's very difficult for me because I convert myself into the brush, and I go direct to the canvas for hours, maybe 8, maybe 10.
Do you listen to music, or do you have a beer, or what do you do in the meanwhile?
Sometimes, well, always music, but sometimes my concentration levels go so deep that music suddenly stops because I'm listening to, let's say, YouTube. Yeah, I drink. I don't drink alcohol, but I drink non-alcoholic beer because my gallery negotiated with Heineken zero alcohol, and now they are sponsoring us, and I have like free beer to drink. So like this one.
Very good. Now, do you prefer your own inspirations, or do you prefer commissions, or is it hard for you when you're commissioned?
I work both, and I enjoy both, to be honest with you. But I enjoy a little bit more my own inspiration because I'm trying to like make a statement and paint in history mode. So in order to check my work of 2020, you go to 2019 and then you go to 2018 and you get to see the evolution of my work. So for commission work, that doesn't enter in that arena. So exactly, so it's very very different. In my commissions, I'm merely painting for money,
Okay.
and
Would you have any special stories or anecdotes about any of your paintings?
oh, I have a lot. Yeah. Well, what would you like to hear? Comedy or drama, or fiction or what?
I don't know, comedy.
Comedy. Well, okay. Um, I'm gonna tell you about this story about this picture that I was going to do, never did, but I was doing several sketches about it, and it's kind of like comedy, but in at the end it is not, because it ended up being the title of one of my major works. But I was like doing several sketches, and I wanted to raise my hand in order to shout and say, "Hey, this city is very polluted, and it's not a good place to live, etc." All the factories and shit. And I was doing all these different drafts in pencil and charcoal. And my oldest daughter was riding with me in the car, and and I was in the middle amidst all this thing happening, and suddenly she sees one of the factories, very very polluted chimneys going to the sky, and she goes like, "Look, Daddy, this is the cloud factory." So she turned something very, very ugly into something very beautiful, you know. And for me, it was like comedy because I laughed and I said, holy crap, you know. I mean, I
The
named
innocence.
the innocence, yeah, of pure child, you know.
Exactly.
Very interesting, and it was for me. It was comedy because I laughed a lot, and in the past when I was like growing as an artist, accidents of painting that went into my canvas or things like that, it was always a lot of drama for me. You know, it was like the end of the world and stuff like that, and I used to destroy several paintings, you know, hit them, kick them, even put them on fire. Yeah. My wife yelling at me, grabbing me in a very dramatic situation, like, "Do not do that! Are you stupid or what?" And you know, incredible. Yeah, I once sold a painting that it was already destroyed. I didn't know about. You know, a friend of mine in a party told me that he loved the painting on mine that appeared in my Instagram, and I told him it's available. So the guy goes like, "I love it. I'm gonna buy it from you," and he make a deposit right there.
Oh my gosh.
I went to my house very very excited with my wife. I sold, you know, and she was like, "Yeah, what work?" And I go like, "Yeah, this one." It was named "Everything Was Okay Until I Started Thinking About This." That was the name of the piece. And she was like, "Holy shit, you destroyed that one."
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Really?" I, n- I forgot about it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because in my rage and my fury, being an artist is a lot of passion and a lot of stupid things going on, you know, amid the smart things as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like a rolling stone of events unfolding, and sometimes I'm not even watching. You know, it's very different.
Are there any painters who inspire you, or a style, a movement, a school?
In style, I don't think so. You know, because I was like looking a lot, not looking, working a lot in my evolution as an artist since I was like maybe 30 when I started painting professionally. I didn't had my own unique voice, you know. I was like doing abstract, and I sucked. It was horrible,
Uh-huh.
absolutely crap. And I sold a lot of that shit. Yeah, everything was sold, and it was unbelievable because I was like very confused because I was like, I'm not liking this, and I'm selling everything.
About how many paintings do you think you've sold collectively in your career
N- Collectively,
altogether?
I think more than 100.
Well, that's a lot of paintings.
That's a lot of
Do
years.
you sell basically here nationally or internationally as well?
International as well. Maybe the United States being one of my those places. I have been in China as well,
Uh-huh.
in Shanghai, and where else? Pretty much there.
Okay.
Well, no, in the U.S. Boston.
After you're finished here at Armario 916, where do you see yourself? Like, if you could say on my life chart, my storyboard of my life, I'm not going to feel like I made it until I also see myself here. Do you have a museum or a gallery that you think of?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I am. How can I say this? I have been observing the art scene in the world since I was a kid, you know, and I know that Monterrey, Mexico, it's not the the place to be for an artist. And right now, at this point, Monterrey, it's transforming, like I told you, in the local scene as an art uh, card, let's say, you
Uh huh.
know. But in the past, in the near past, like maybe like 10 years ago, that was a no-no. Right now, you get to see a lot of artists, a lot of talent. But for example, I see Monterey functioning like the New York in the States.
Okay.
You know, the big pie here, it's Mexico City. We cannot deny that. All the big shows are there. The big patrons are there. Every important thing related to art, it's located in Mexico City, you know. And then there is other areas like Merida, Yucatan, San Miguel de Allende, Guadalajara, which are important areas of where art is big. Monterrey, on the other side, has never been one of those. You know, Monterrey, it's an industrial, football, beer drinking, yeah, city. You know, and they don't give a crap about art. You know, until several years ago, which a new generation of people, a new generation of artists started to emerge. You know, it's not that it didn't existed. Yeah, we were here, but we were asleep. You know, I was an architect. My friend wasn't a lawyer. I'm no longer an architect. He's no longer a lawyer. We are professional artists.
Are there
Committed.
any other types of arts that you're interested in besides painting?
Yes, sculpture
Uh huh.
and animation and the production of films.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's been very interesting speaking with you. I enjoyed it very much. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I don't know if I answered correctly in this last question because the question was more towards. Can you read it to me again,
Yeah,
please?
well, where would you like to see yourself exhibiting
Uh
your
huh.
work?
I never said that,
Uh
and I
uh.
wanted to say it. I see myself sooner or later going to New York, you know, and maybe L.A.
Okay.
In the U.S. and in the part of Europe. I think that Spain and Germany are area places that I would like to go, specifically to galleries that I already know there and that I'm doing connections with.
Okay. Is there a specific demographic or age group of people that like your art, or are
Not at
all
all.
ages?
All ages.
Okay.
Not at all. Yeah, all ages. I think.
All right. Well, anything else?
Um, I don't know. No, I think it's all.
Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you
Me
very
too.
much for your time.
Thank you very much.
You're
Liz.
welcome.
Alrighty.